Hello, everyone. You know, a year ago, when we realized that we needed to close Wild Party before it even opened, I was telling the executive committee with a hopeful heart, this thing's going to be over in a couple months, maybe 3. Well, we all know that my crystal ball was not clear nor working. But now, as more and more of us are getting vaccinated, the numbers are going down, and word of theaters reopening is being seriously considered. The board of the Morgan-Wixon is working on plans for our future. We plan to open our doors as soon as it's safe, wise, and legal to do so. But until then, we hope you'll continue attending the shows we are presenting on our virtual stage. Last month, we presented the second show of our Solo Stories series, Pam Levin's Tales of Modern Motherhood Part 2. It was a moving, motivating, and inspiring story of a mother's journey as her 6-year-old child, Darby, transitioned from being her daughter to being her son. The show's viewing window has closed, but you can watch Pam Levin's talkback with Marai Buthong and me on our YouTube channel. This month's solo story is Jennifer Bobby Wash's There Is No I in Indian, a hilarious and probing look at what it means to be a modern Indian. With the legacy of a chief to live up to, how can one Indian princess wannabe reconcile her life and heritage? With the help of a long-lost friend, she works through her quest to discover just what an Indian is. Hope you'll join us on April 17th at 8 p.m. Tickets are available on our website, just $20 per household, $15 for members. Last month's community discussion was a fascinating conversation about the difference between appropriation and appreciation. If you missed it, you can find it on our YouTube channel. Our next coffee table community discussion is on Thursday, April 22nd, and is entitled Fat Phobia on Stage and Off, Where Do I Fit In? The panelists are Beta Margarita Spindola, Adam Turney, Brianna McDonald, and Bradley Locke. Another important discussion we'd love for you to see. Now, I want to share some exciting news from our YES program. Now, I can't give you too much information yet, but Ruby LaPere and Sebastian Blue are going to be producing a virtual show later this summer for our YES program. I can't give you the title because we're busy securing the rights, but I can tell you that the board voted unanimously to approve this production, and we are all enthusiastic about this summer offering. Watch our website and my future messages for more information. Our featured committee this month is the Play Reading Committee. The Play Reading Committee is busy considering plays for our 2022 season. Yes, we are already looking ahead to next year. Along with the great coffee table readings we did last year, and Wild Party and Sweat, both of which we plan to bring to our stage, the committee is reading more plays to come up with a diverse, exciting next season. The committee meets each month on the first Wednesday of the month. If you're interested in attending, reach out to one of the 3 co-chairs. You can write them at the email addresses on the screen for all the details. Play Reading is the committee that goes through plays and musicals to curate 2 or 3 different seasons, which they then bring to the board for final selection. Join the committee and have a say in what shows come to our stage next year. Before I close with a little more 75th anniversary history, I did want to give a huge shout out to the Kawada family, who spearheaded our Spam Musubi fundraiser. They took care of the crafting and distribution of these culinary delights, and we are so grateful for their suggestion and offer to do this fundraiser. We raised over $1,300 and want to say thank you to the Kawada family and to all of you that made a donation for this treat. Speaking of donations, a little favor to ask. We are so grateful to everyone who has offered material donations after spending COVID cleaning out their closets. However, we are running out of room and finding little donation piles popping up in the lobby and the green room every time we come and stop by the theater. So big favor, if you have a donation you'd like to make, rather than dropping it off to the theater, please contact Ann Gessling if it's clothing, or Bill Wilday if it's set or prop related, and talk to them about what you'd like to donate. We'd really appreciate the heads up. I close today with a little bit about the man for whom the theater is named. After 4 years of doing shows at the Miles Playhouse, 28 of them to be exact, the Guild realized it had outgrown the space and needed a theater of its own. They also realized the Guild needed a leader to help them grow from a more social theater group into a community-centered organization. And they turned to Geoffrey Francis Morgan. Geoffrey was born in London in 1882, but moved with his family to Southern California at the age of 5. He studied at Stanford and Columbia Universities, went on to a successful career in education, serving as a principal, a superintendent, and later as a professor. Always popular as a public speaker, Geoffrey Morgan gave over 6,000 speeches traveling to every state in the Union. He covered topics that included self-improvement and success in business. He was a distinguished citizen, civic leader, educator, writer, and in the 1930s served 2 terms in the California Assembly. He was on the Board of Education, the Red Cross, the National Cancer Society, and other civic groups. He championed several causes, including working to ensure our coastlines would be safe and open to the public. There's a marker on the beach dedicated after his death that reads, "In memory of Geoffrey Francis Morgan, who gave of his time and energy to the end, that all of the people might forever enjoy California's matchless shoreline." A member of Actors' Equity and the Dramatists Guild, this busy man penned over 20 plays and operettas, including Sunbonnet Girl, Don Alonso's Treasure, and many others, many with a collaboration of his friend Arthur Penn. Theater was a great love of his, so it's no wonder he ended up finding his way to the Santa Monica Theater Guild, where he served as president of the board. So, in 1950, when the Guild needed a new home, it was Geoffrey, through his many civic and government contacts, that secured a new home for the Santa Monica Theater Guild when they took over an abandoned Navy recreation hall previously known as the Rancho Playhouse. A year later, in 1951, the Santa Monica Theater Guild's annual awards for excellence were established and named the Geoffreys in tribute to his devotion to the Guild. Geoffrey died on March 2nd, 1952. Later that summer, to honor all that Geoffrey Francis Morgan did, the membership voted to rename the theater the Morgan Theater. We'll pick up with the new Morgan Theater next month. Until then, and on behalf of the board, I thank you so much for your continued patience and support. And please remember, we still need to wear a mask and social distance, get a vaccination when you can, and follow the guidelines so we can all get back to normal soon. Have a great April.